Pope Francis is marking the Catholic Church's World Day of Peace by speaking out on violence against women. In his first message of 2020, the pontiff called it a desecration of God. But take a look at what happened the night before his speech. The 83-year-old was visibly irritated after a woman grabbed his hand while he greeted a crowd on New Year's Eve. He has since apologized for this. Joining us now from Rome is CNN senior Vatican analyst and senior correspondent for the National Catholic Reporter, John Allen. So John, the Pope apologized. What happened? I've never anyway, seen him lose his temper in any way.
Well, actually, Hala, this is not entirely unprecedented. We've seen the Pope react in uncomfortable situations this way before. But what makes this situation different, of course, is that he immediately apologized. He did this in his noontime message here in Rome for New Year's Day. Let's give a listen to what he had to say.
Love makes us patient. So many times we lose patience, even me, and I apologize for yesterday's bad example.
So that bad example he was referring to, of course, was the incident you showed from the night before, New Year's Eve, when he had been outside St. Peter's Basilica after leading a Vesper service. The Pope typically on New Year's Eve goes out to look at the nativity set, the huge one that the Vatican has set up in the square, and then he greets people who were there. In this case, he was sort of working the rope line. He was trying to go over to the other side. A woman reached out and grabbed his hand and just wouldn't let go, and frankly, the Pope kind of lost it. As I say, we've seen this before. When he was in Mexico, for instance, in 2016, a young man had reached out and tried to grab him, causing the Pope to stumble, actually, into the wheelchair of a disabled person who was there. An angry Pope looked up at the young man and told him not to be so selfish. Earlier this March, the Pope was in Loreto. People were trying to kiss his ring. He yanked his hand back. Look, he's an 83-year-old human being, but in this case, he's apologized, and that probably will mark the end of the tale.
All right, John Allen, thanks very much.